In this video, we are going to look at the two types of bearings when it comes to trigonometry. So, first of all, let's quickly differentiate between both types. So there's two types of bearings. We have what we call a compass bearing, okay, a compass bearing, and we also have what we call a true bearing. Okay, what's the difference? Now, obviously bearings, both of them are concerned with direction, okay? But with compass bearings, we're concerned with using all parts of the compass rose, so north, south, east, and west, okay? So as an example, if I were to label this point, point X, let's say, with a compass bearing, if I were to describe its position, I would say it's northeast, okay? If I was given an angle, okay, let's say this angle's 30 degrees, then I can describe that as north 30 degrees east. Okay, so that's compass bearings. True bearings are a little bit different. Rather than using north, south, east, and west, we're just referencing a point's position with respect to north. So if I were to describe the same point X using a true bearing and say this is still 30 degrees, then the way I would write this is that this is 0, 3, 0, so 0 like 30 degrees, true, okay? Note that with our true bearing, we always have 3 digits. So if we have a 2-digit number like 30 or even a 1-digit number like maybe 9, we still need to make sure there's a 0 or something here. So there's 3 digits. Okay, let's provide some further examples of each. Okay, let's just start off and have a bit of a discussion, a deeper discussion about compass bearings again. Okay, so as we've just looked at, compass bearings use all arrows of the compass rose. Okay, and let's just go through a couple of examples of how we might describe direction. So let's do this point here, blue X, and let's say this is 30 degrees. Okay, in terms of that bearing, that's going to be east because we started east, then 30 degrees because we're going 30 degrees this way from point east, then south. So that's our bearing there. We could also describe this same point X using another bearing, okay, because this angle here is 90 degrees. Obviously, going from north all the way around to north is 360, so divide that by 4 quadrants, you get 90 in each quadrant. We'll just get rid of all of that. So we can also say that this angle here is 90 degrees minus 30, which is 60. And using that, we can say, okay, well, point X is not only east than 30 degrees down in the southerly direction, but it's also south and then 60 degrees east. Okay, so let's do a couple of other examples. Maybe I might just go over to a nice, lovely, new, fresh page. Once again, let's get our compass rose up and running. Let's say I have this point here, okay, and say we have this angle as 45 degrees. For that one, I would say starting at south, and then we're going 45 degrees towards the west. So south 45 degrees west. Alternatively, this is also going to be 45 degrees. I could say west going 45 degrees south. Okay, let's do one final example. Let's kind of have this point over here again now. And let's say this is maybe 60 degrees. Might have done this one before, but whatever. This one we'll say, okay, we're starting at east, then we're going 60 degrees up towards the north. Or this is 30 degrees, we can say north, then going 30 degrees towards east. Excellent. Okay, so those are compass bearings. Now let's have a look at true bearings in a little bit more detail and have a bit more practice drawing some examples. So let's say that's north, and let's say I want to label point X here, and let's say that this direction, this angle, let's say that's maybe 210 degrees. The way I will write the bearing of point X from north is 210 degrees T. Let's say, what if I had north and maybe this time I'm going up over here, okay, and let's say that this angle here is maybe 300 degrees, exactly the same thing, 300 degrees T. Let's do a little bit of a different one. Let's say I have north and let's say I know, here's my point, let's say that this is actually 30 degrees and we needed to find the true bearing. Well, it's wrong for us to go north 30 degrees, or sorry, 0, 3, 0, like 30 degrees true, Because remember, with a true bearing, we're always starting at north and we're going in this direction here. We're always going in our clockwise direction. So to find the correct bearing, which is not 30 degrees true, what we need to do is say, okay, well, it's 360 degrees to go all the way around back to north. So all we're going to do to find this reflex angle here is go, okay, 360 minus 30, I should say, which is 330 degrees true. So just be mindful of where the angle is labeled. We always want to be starting north here and going in our clockwise direction. We never want to be going in our anti-clockwise direction at all. And that concludes our video on bearings.